Today is Wednesday, June 12th, 2019.
What do you want to say to the version of yourself 1 year from this very day?
Did Garrett propose yet? Probably not.
Probably not.
Yeah. Prove me wrong.
What you're currently watching is an interview that I conducted with Michelle over a year ago. I was planning on ripping off that Billie Eilish 1 year part interview thing. Anyway, what Michelle doesn't know is that for the last 10 months, I have been planning the perfect proposal. But due to an unforeseen global pandemic, a canceled long-standing vacation, and a murder. Okay, not a murder, we've just been watching a lot of Tiger King. But due to COVID-19, my original plan was dead. So now I have only 48 hours to come up with a plan and propose to the woman of my dreams.
Prove me wrong. I want you to prove me wrong.
Challenge accepted. Ever since I was a kid, I've always had my dream idea of who my soulmate would be, and I always assumed I could never actually find that person, and it was pretty amazing when I found her. Michelle is the most incredible human being that I have ever had the pleasure of meeting. I love how much Michelle inspires me to be the best version of myself at all times. I love that when she falls asleep on me, she like curls into this little ball on my chest. It just fits perfectly and it's really adorable. She makes this little scrunchy face when she gets excited about something. I've never met someone who sheds so much hair in the bathroom, yet it doesn't make me angry at all. It reminds me of her and how much I love her. That's crazy, guys. That's a true sign right there that she is my soulmate and that we are perfect for each other. So Michelle and I have known each other for over 4 years now, and I knew I wanted to marry her when I started looking over at her hand and I expected to see a ring on her finger, but it wasn't there. In that moment, I knew I had to plan the perfect proposal. So each year for Valentine's Day, we like to try to one-up each other. And last year for Valentine's Day, I surprised Michelle with a trip to Paris.
What? No. Garrett! We're going to Paris?
So for this year's Valentine's Day, Michelle actually planned a really nice trip for us in Thailand, which is one of our dream vacation locations right after Bora Bora. We wanted to go to Bora Bora, but then we looked up flights to Bora Bora, and then we decided, yeah, you know what, let's go to Thailand instead. And just like that, I had the perfect location for my proposal. And with Valentine's Day several months away, I had plenty of time to plan. Step number 1 is to buy the ring, and boy, was I overwhelmed with options. I knew I wanted to get the ring from somebody that I trusted because there were so many opinions coming at me from so many directions. So Michelle and I were flying home to Pittsburgh to visit my family, and that's when I set up a secret meeting between me, my dad, and a trusted family friend who owns a jewelry store. Luckily, I had already used the old use a piece of yarn to estimate the approximate circumference of her finger when she's sleeping trick to get Michelle's ring size. So now all I had to do was track down the most sparkly ring I could find. If there's one thing I know, it's Michelle likes sparkles. I mean, she does own this hat. So I finally narrowed it down to one ring. I was super into it. I hope she's super into it. It's definitely very sparkly. I don't want her to see it and be like, oh, that's nice, and then she not actually like it, and then she's just telling me that she has to wear it forever, so it's gotta be good. I'm just rambling at this point, but I do think I have found the perfect and most sparkly ring that I could find. So when I got home to LA, I stashed the ring in the one place I thought she wouldn't look, which was my stash of Dungeons & Dragons miniatures. Step number 2, the parents. This also stressed me out a lot. I love Michelle's parents. I think they love me, and so I wanted to tell them beforehand that I intended to marry their daughter because I think that's an important detail for them to know. I wasn't asking for their permission, I was asking for their blessing. Michelle's parents are an incredibly important part of her life and soon my life, and I wanted them to feel included. So what I did was I arranged another secret meeting between her parents, me, and my sister was inadvertently present at the time. So I kind of like had her wait in the bathroom. I don't know, just having her there like stressed me out, made me more nervous.
I did not want to be there. It was an accident that I was there at all. Once I got to the bathroom, I realized that he never told me when to come out. I was like, how long is too long to chill in a bathroom? So I came out after 10 minutes. Turns out, it was too long. They were already eating their food, talking about having kids and they probably thought that I myself.
She stayed in the bathroom. Seems like they bought it.
Lexi had to, quote, go to the restroom, which we thought was kind of suspicious. How did it really make you feel, Laura, when he asked?
I thought it was beautiful. I felt included and I loved how mature and organized and thoughtful he was.
He was promoting an open line of communication, which was very important. He said that he wanted our families to be very close, and I just had a heartfelt sense that he really cared for you deeply. We were frankly blown away. How excited are you now for the wedding?
I'm not gonna cry.
Of course you're gonna cry.
Our family's growing. I am very excited. It is just, it brings up good memories too that I had of my wedding and how much it meant to me, all the love and support that I got during that time. And I certainly look forward to it being just a great occasion for Michelle and Garrett to be embraced and supported on their journey.
Yeah.
So the last step of my plan is the proposal itself. For the next couple weeks, I started planning and coordinating with the photographer and all the people that were going to be involved. It was going to be huge, and this was all for Thailand. And then coronavirus happened.
New U.S. travel restrictions went into effect tonight.
A public health emergency
spreads to 8 countries.
Larger than the SARS outbreak. Highest level of travel advisory.
Infection numbers keep rising.
So this was all during the very early stages of the outbreak, and this is when governments were advising against specifically traveling to Asia. So with that, Michelle and I made the difficult decision to cancel our trip, and what she didn't know is that by canceling the trip, we had canceled my proposal.
We travel pretty frequently, but it's always for work, and at the time we just really wanted a vacation. So when we had to cancel the trip, I was so sad and devastated, especially because we had to cancel just a few days before Valentine's Day. The year prior, Garrett had surprised me with a trip to Paris for Valentine's Day. And so I got the wild idea of what if I surprised him with the trip. So literally 2 days before Valentine's Day, I snuck into our attic upstairs, called a travel agent, and planned this entire trip. And after I was done, I thought to myself, oh my God, what have I done? I've never told somebody, we're leaving the country in 2 days. Oh, and I planned the entire trip myself. I especially didn't know how he would react because by going on the trip, he would have to cancel his upcoming session for Dungeons and Dragons.
Dungeons and Dragons is very important to me.
Okay, I'm gonna be quiet because I think Michelle's in the house, but holy f***ing Michelle just surprised me with Bora Bora, which is f***ing insane. I now know that that has to be where I propose. It is Valentine's Day weekend. She'll never expect it because it is on a trip that she planned within 48-hour notice. This is the perfect time. This is the perfect spot. I'm going to be engaged within a few days from right now, which feels amazing and terrifying and scary. I have a lot of work to do, so I'm gonna do that.
The new plan. So now I have 48 hours to come up with a new plan in Bora Bora and take everything that I did in Thailand and then make it work in Bora Bora. The problem is it's Valentine's Day weekend, and do you know how hard it is to plan a proposal in 48 hours on Valentine's Day weekend? Everything was booked up. I could not find a single person to do anything that I had planned in Thailand. I also had to plan this as I'm on the plane without Michelle knowing. She's looking over my shoulder while I'm texting photographers and videographers and all that, the flower arrangements. Luckily, because Bora Bora was one of our dream vacation destinations, I had already followed a bunch of photographers local in Bora Bora, and there was this one photographer named Damien that I'm a huge fan of that I really wanted to work with. I slid into Damien's DMs and I said, Damien, you gotta help me out. I gotta propose to my soon-to-be wife and I need your help. And the first thing he said was, if we're gonna do this right, we're gonna need a signal. And that's when I knew that I was working with a professional.
So when Garrett reached me, I thought it was crazy, like planning a proposal in less than 24 hours. It is like a heist, you know? Photographing a proposal is a very stressful moment because you have only one shot.
Because Michelle surprised me with this trip, there is no way in hell she was expecting a counter surprise. Just like that, Operation Counter Surprise was in full swing. And I mean, we had blueprints of the resort, we had rendezvous points, we ordered a flower crown. Thank you, Damien, that was a great addition. All we had to do was execute the plan on game day.
As we're landing in from our 12 hours of travel, we see rainbows through the clouds. It was the most magical thing ever. We get on this boat and sail across the most beautiful blue water I've seen. I'm literally crying because we haven't gone on a vacation in so freaking long, and I literally just feel all of my stress melting away. I'm looking forward to just a few days in paradise with Garrett doing nothing.
Happy Valentine's Day.
So one morning on the trip, Garrett wakes me up early and says, hey, I have a surprise for you. And I was like, what the heck? I'm on vacation. I want to sleep. I honestly thought it was like breakfast reservations. Garrett tells me that my surprise is a group experience getting to do photographs with a professional photographer all around the resort. I was really excited about this and I completely bought it because the whole time we had been trying to get a nice picture of the two of us in the most beautiful place on earth, and none of the tourists that we asked to take the photo for us could really pull it off. So we head out and start taking some pictures, and the photographer says, hey, I don't think anybody else is gonna show up, so I'll just use the entire time for just you guys. I was so excited. I was like, hell yeah, we're gonna get Insta pics for days, let's go. At one point in the photo shoot, we went to this part of the beach where the sand extends such that from a distance, it looks like you're standing on the water almost. And Garrett said, why don't you take some pictures just for yourself, Michelle? It's like, okay. So then I started taking some pictures for myself, and Garrett came over and he said, wait, I need to fix your hair, which I believed because my hair always gets messed up. He pushed my hair behind my ear and his eyes started welling up, and then it was sort of like time stopped and I felt my whole body tingle. And he said, I think you know what is about to happen. And he said a lot of really nice things that are just for us. And then he got down on one knee and out of nowhere pulls out this gorgeous ring and asks, Michelle, will you marry me? And in that moment, I was so overwhelmed because I couldn't believe that he had pulled off something like this. I was thinking, where did this ring come from? What's going on? Where did the photographer go? All of these thoughts were racing through my head, and then I just screamed, yes! And I started crying. It was just so magical and so surreal. And I'm not a girl who has ever had a wedding Pinterest or dreamed of Prince Charming. I've always been very focused on my career, and I'm grateful for that. But I also think it's because until now, I had never been with anyone who was my Prince Charming. I love Garrett because he makes me a better person. He makes me laugh. He makes me stay true to myself. He's so funny and so smart and so talented And there is no other person in any timeline, in any other universe, that I could do this with. I love you, Garrett, and I'm really excited to marry you.